Today I have something very special for you. I told you in an earlier video that USAF had found an area that they had earmarked to become the start of the first state under USAF called Zuidland. It is obvious that they could not just move into the area and claim it as their own, because just like any other place in the country, the land is privately owned. Last night, an announcement was made on the Zuidland live internet radio station, Zuid Radio. I'm not going to bore you too much with talk myself, so I've recorded the podcast and will upload it here. It is a long recording, but if you have any interest in the Zuidland development at all, whether you are waiting for plots to become available or if you need more proof that USAF and the Zuidland development is legitimate, I would suggest that you listen to the whole recording. Enjoy.
Good evening, people. What a wonderful evening tonight. I just want to say beforehand, we've got quite a few listeners. I'm not going to give you the figure, but it's one of the record numbers, which is very good. Goeienaand al die mense. Welkom hierso by Zuid Radio. 'n Wonderlike aand vanaand. Ons gaan natuurlik 'n lekker groot aankondiging hê. Ek moet eerlikwaar sê, vanoggend toe kry ek 'n oproep of 'n boodskap en die persoon sê, hoorie so, is jy met Brian en Rodney op te sê? Nee, ek hoop so, jy weet, ek weet hulle is besig. Hy sê, wat van die afkondiging? Toe sê ek, nee, ek weet nie, and I thought, oh, okay, well, I'm not sure what's going on, so I knew about it, but yeah, the gentlemen are on the line at the moment. We'll say hi to them now. Mense, ons begin altyd natuurlik met die goeie ding, en dis natuurlik die radiostasie se nommer. Reg, is julle reg? Vat hom, daar's 'n man, hy behoort nou al op julle foon te wees. Kom aan, dan kan julle vir my lekker boodskappe stuur. Die nommer is 084 319 2967. Ek gaan dit nou gou in Engels sê. People, the number for the studio tonight, as always, it's the same number, 084 319 2967. So you can say hi, you can give comments there, you can do whatever, you can chat to us through there in the sense that you can type. Remember, if you send a voice note, the gentleman on the phone will not hear it because I've tried it, it just doesn't work that way. So do not send a voice note tonight, just type there and we can chat to them. So without further ado, let us say good evening. Good evening to you, President Brian. How are you keeping?
Victor, very well, thanks. And yourself?
Very well, thank you. And Rodney, how are you keeping there, your end?
Very well, thanks, Victor. It's going to be an exciting night, I think. A lot of hard work's gone into where we are, so it's exciting.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, you would have been on last week, but obviously you were too busy. You guys went down to the to the piece of land. You had to do something there. You want to give us a quick update or the big announcement or whatever?
Well, Victor, we'll have a chat about that in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I was down there myself a couple of weeks ago, and I love the area, my friend. I must be honest with you, it is absolutely lovely down there, eh?
Yeah, that's great. Listen, if you can just speak a bit closer to your mic, generally, because you sometimes break away. If you've got an earphone set, that always works well, So yeah, that's fantastic. Right. Basically, the floor is yours. I'm just checking the levels. Yeah, people, please, if somebody can just send me a WhatsApp 084 319 2967. just tell us how it's sounding, because, I've got the mixer now, and to everybody that's contributed, thank you very much. Mense, ek sê nou vir Brian en Rodney, ek kan nie glo, ek doen nou al 3 jaar konstant hierdie internetradio, en ek kan nie glo dat ek dit sonder 'n mixer gedoen het nie. Dit is net ongelooflik. So, as julle net vir my 'n boodskapie kan stuur en sê 'n thumbs up, dit klink goed, of is bietjie hard of bietjie sag, gee net vir my. Ek kan my knoppies nou stel, so ek het bietjie meer beheer. Right, Brian, Rodney, it's up to you. Whoever wants to chat, floor is yours.
Victor, let's just cover a couple of topics quickly before we give you some exciting news. And in fact, it's exciting news anyway. So, just so that you know, the silver coins are now available. We've had our first batch of 100, which we've had now for about a week and a half. We're still waiting for boxes. We keep getting promises, but hopefully we'll have those in the next few days. And the guys are ordering them. Let me tell you something. We opened up our little shop. We've got a little shop now on the USAF page on the website. And in the first night, we sold out half of the first 100. So first 50 coins went in a flash. Yeah, very exciting news, and there's going to be a lot more stuff we're going to put on there. We're bringing in T-shirts and shirts and all with the logos on it. We've got our bumper stickers. We've got a few things happening, so that's very exciting. So that's one of the things we wanted to get out there this evening.
Okay, just give us the website address for that online store again.
Okay, so it's www.usaf.org.za/shop.
Okay.
Yeah. And Victor, they can also find it on www.zuidland.info, and they'll find it there. It'll just link them through from that page.
Maybe that's an easy address. Yeah. So it's
Zuidland.info.
Zuidland.info. Yes, I actually checked it this afternoon. It works, and I must say, I see there's a few dead links on there. I wanted to mention it to you. I see there's links for the for the education and so on. That's still not working, but I guess it's still a work in progress. So yeah, I'm just saying there.
Yeah, everything's a work in progress, Victor. We're busy perfecting. None of us are perfect, and none of our stuff is perfect. So we're working on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we only got so many hands. Yes, I tell you what, Brian and I are split in so many pieces trying to handle all the things that we've got to handle at the moment. But I think that's going to change when Brian puts the announcement out, because I think once we're all together, it's going to make a big difference instead of being split everywhere. So,
okay, wait
go ahead, Brian.
Okay, well, wait a minute. I just want to get my head around something. This will be getting in a lot of messages. I'm going to do a few of that. So the coins wasn't the big message.
No.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay. No. Okay.
It is a big message.
Okay, all right.
It is a big message.
Okay, I tell you what, let me quickly read a few WhatsApps here from Michelle. She says, hi from Kirkwood. Very excited about to hear the news. That's good. And she says it sounds perfect. My side. Thank you very much. Now I can carry on, because I know the settings are better. Right. Let us quickly. Let me just go here from the top. Right. Hi, Victor. Sounds good. Can I buy coins with PayApp? Yes, you can only buy coins with PayApp. Am I right, Brian and Rodney?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Coins are only for people with PayApp. So that's the only way to purchase this. So yes, you can. The only way to purchase the coin is via PayApp. It's our internal system. And I think that's a very good thing. Right. And another one, 0792 sounds perfect. Thank you very much. That makes me feel better. Belinda from Benoni. That's the one we have to write a song for. Loud and clear. Hi, Vic. Hi, Brian. And hi, Rodney. Belinda from Benoni. Thank you very much. You're a very regular listener. And it's always nice to read your messages. I always get a good chuckle about that, So, yeah. Somebody else, 0473, gives me a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Okay, very next one. David from Zuidland. Thank you. It seems it's pretty good. I can hear you clear. Thank you very much, David. Much appreciated. Nice to see that some of the committee people are also listening. And I've got 9005, also a very regular listener. Baie dankie. Ek het nou nie jou naam hierso nie. Leopold, ja, Leopold, baie dankie. Jy sê dit klink goed, ek is baie bly. Ek weet, laas keer was dit 'n bietjie hard geweest. Right, and 1712 says, it sounds fine so far. So that was all the greetings, and it's sounding fine. So we've got that done for now. And, right, carry on. Gentlemen, are you there?
Oh yeah, sorry, Victor. Sorry. like Rodney was saying, we got 10 things happening at the same time. So radio stations number 11. So okay, so let me just tell you a couple of things that are really, really exciting, and Rodney and myself are excited beyond belief today. So over the last couple of weeks, in fact, the last month and a half, we have been working on the land issue. And as you know, a couple of weeks back, I went down to the Zuidland area, the designated dotted lines, and just to sort of scout around and decide where would be the best starting point for us. And just out of interest's sake, we have, we looked at various bits of land, and in conjunction with all of our teams and everybody else, we've now decided which piece of land that is going to be. Second of all, we then, over the last few days, we concluded an offer to purchase, and today we got that offer accepted.
Oh, fantastic.
So
wow.
we are now at the starting point of what is now to be a new town.
Brilliant. And has the flag been hoisted?
Well, it hasn't as yet.
We'll go down soon, Victor, and hoist the flag. So one of the criteria were we were originally going to do it quite close to Aurora, and we decided not to. In two reasons. One, the farm came up in an area slightly away from Aurora, closer to the sea, which is great. So there's actually some sea views there as well. Okay, the sea is probably quite a distance away. I haven't actually been on the sea view side.
It's about 15 k's away.
Sorry? Yeah, it's about 15 k's away. So we decided to go a little bit away so that nobody can say we're interfering with anything and we're going to start our own town. So we've got a whole lot of work ahead of us. The farm size is 11,000 hectares. So to put that into context for the people,
1100.
Sorry, 1100. Yeah, 1100. 1,100. Sorry, 1,100 hectares. And to put that into context, if you take Monaco as a country, there's only 202 hectares, and they got 38,000 people. So we 5 times the size of Monaco. Let's put it that way. Very exciting things.
For some people who don't maybe understand what a hectare is, and Rodney might be able to explain that a little bit longer, but I'll give you an idea. The one length down the one side of the piece of property is 6 kilometers long.
Okay, 6 kilometers. That's a nice stretch. Yeah.
So it's a nice big piece. So a hectare, for people who don't know, is 10,000 square meters. Yeah. Your normal city, town, house type environment's probably between 500 and 800 square meters.
Fantastic. So there's a lot of scope for developing both ways. A little farm, little plot areas, and then obviously like a good little town setup, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah. The other thing, of course, with in regards to this is we have been talking to certain developers. And we're going to be bringing developers on board, and we're talking about development of the town itself. We're talking about petrol station and little shops and various other things, and of course, housing. So housing is going to be a very important factor to us, and we're looking at all sorts of options for that. And then, of course, there's people who are just going to want a stand, and that we'll discuss in a minute.
Okay, yeah, all right. Okay. Let me just quickly go to some of the WhatsApps. Johan said the name of the town must be Victoria, start a new life. So I don't know. That's a good suggestion.
Okay, Victor?
Yeah.
Victor, just whilst the name's out, I'll tell you what the name of the town's going to be.
Okay, all right. You're going to do that just now. Right, and then...
the name of the town?
Yeah.
The name of the town's going to be Dalbarton.
Dalbarton. Okay.
Dalbarton, yeah.
Dalbarton. Okay. I like it. It's nice on the tongue, and I mean, it's easy to pronounce. Then I've got a message from, who's this lady? Goeienaand, Rina van Randfontein. Moenie worry oor jou spelling, jy het my nog nie gesien spel nie. Sy sê baie dankie. Jy hoor ons baie goed. Ek waardeer dit baie. Goed, dankie. Baie dankie dat jy vir ons inluister, Rina, daar van Randfontein. Rina van Randfontein. That's another song, eh? The people are rhyming, yeah. Right, and then the next one. Hi there. Could you please ask Rodney to repeat this? The signal has gone off. Okay, that's not Rodney, people. Please remember, this is an internet radio station. And obviously, we depended, okay, on my connection, but also your receiving connection. And most of the times, I have to say that the receiving connection sometimes can break down. I myself also listen to the station a lot, I must be honest. Actually, it's one of the only stations I listen. I mean, this afternoon I listened in my car, and I had a good signal, but sometimes it does go down. So yes, unfortunately, that does go down. However, it doesn't affect the recording. So there will be a recording, and you can then download it there. So information won't really be that lost, as such. A question, Brian Rodney, how big is Orania? Do you know?
Small.
Okay, smaller than our place.
I'll have to go Google it quickly. I'm not quite sure.
You're not quite sure. Okay,
No,
all right.
I think.
But it's probably smaller than it, yeah.
I see. Okay, all right. Okay, dame, ons gaan vir jou die grootte van Orania gee. Ons is nie seker daarvan op die oomblik nie, maar ja, ons sal dit
What is interesting to note, Victor, is that Orania is only made up of 1,500 citizens. So 1,500 members of that town. So it's not a lot, eh?
Oh, no, I didn't realize it was that small.
Yeah, no, there's only 1,500 people. So it's not the town itself is not massive. They do have quite a bit of farmland. I'm not sure how much is actually owned by people that live in Orania, but the town itself is actually quite small.
Oh, I see. I didn't really realize that. I actually thought it was much bigger. It just goes to show how one's perception can be. Huh? So, yeah, that's amazing. All right. And then it says, congratulations, Zuidland, with the new town. And that's Captain K from Boerelegioen, Middelburg. Baie dankie, kaptein. Ons waardeer dit baie vir jou insaag en die feit dat jy ook luister. Dit is vir ons baie belangrik. Reg, mense, en dan die volgende een is... Near where is this farm? Steve Schultz. Do you want to just give us a quick indication again of where this land area is?
Okay, just to give you an idea, it's between Aurora and Veldrif.
Aurora and Veldrif. Okay, so people go and Google Aurora and Veldrif. That's quite easy. So
it could be about sort of 10 k's from each one, roughly.
I see. Okay. All right. So it's around about there. And you say you're about 15 kilometers from the coastline.
Yeah, give or take. It could be 10, could be 12, could be 15, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
In fact, it probably as the bird flies, as the crow flies, probably less. In fact, because a straight line across to the coast might be 8 k's. I don't know. Yeah,
around about. Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, no, I understand.
But I think now that it's signed, Victor, we'll start doing a little bit of those sums. It was only signed late this afternoon, just so that you know. We only got the documents back late this afternoon, so that's why I sent you that message only late this afternoon to say there'll be an announcement, because obviously we only knew that, and we wouldn't have disclosed anything until it was signed. So. We haven't really done those calculations yet because obviously we didn't know we were going to get it. So, yeah.
I see what you mean, yes. Yeah, okay, yeah. So basically it was a work in progress that came to fulfillment.
It's been some hard work, but I'll tell you a little bit about what happened, which is absolutely amazing. So the lady who owned the farm, we left it and we said, well, Brian will go down and he'll go and have a look and all that type of stuff. And just before they came back, I got a message on Messenger from this lady who owns a farm saying that she's got a place down there that we should chat about. So I phoned up and we were having this chat about this farm. And she tells me that they bought it in 2014 or something. And one of her friends had said she had a vision about this farm and that there was a kibbutz on it in the future.
My word, can you believe it?
So yeah, it works on you, that stuff. So yeah.
Listen, another question from the WhatsApp. Somebody's asking, will this piece of land, will that be the new capital of Zuidland?
I think it'll be the capital of that area for now, because obviously this is going to be the town we're going to create and we're going to build it up. And everybody, the nice thing about what we're doing now, and we looked at all the industrialized areas and that, but the government could then come and say, well, we're taking over something that belongs to them, and then we're just going to have issues, right? So right now we're going to create everything ourselves. We're buying our own land, and obviously everybody's going to have to help put some money in because we don't have the money to pay for this farm as it comes. But the owners have really been nice and fantastic people, in fact, and they really wanted that we get the farm, and so they've given us terms on how to get the farm. And initially we got a 60-day due diligence.
Yeah.
So where we can go test the water, see how strong the water is, decide the maximum number of stands we can put in, all those type of things. We've got to now work out how we get decent Wi-Fi and internet signal onto the farm. We've got to make sure we understand where to put the roads, where to put water, where to put sewage, all those type of things. All the things that we've now got to try and create in a very short space of time, because I know our people want to move already. So, we're under pressure. So we've got 60 days due diligence where if after 60 days there's either something terribly wrong with the farm, which is not going to allow us to do what we want to do, which we can't see, or it's going to be the fact that we aren't going to see ourselves paying for it. Okay?
Yeah.
In other words, we get 10 people who want to stand.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And then after the 60 days, we need to put down a certain portion of what we're paying for the farm.
Yeah.
And then they gave us a little bit of more leeway to pay the rest off.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so we've got some room. But we're obviously going to need the people now to get involved. We want the guys then to buy in on the stands, and they can pay in for the stands, and the guys who pay in first get the first choice of stand.
Yeah.
And what will happen then is if after the 60 days none of this happens, we'll just pay you all your money back. If it goes ahead, then off we go. We fly. If we've got enough money to make this thing happen, we off like a herd of turtles.
Well, that's
as Brian says, we got some developers and that also interested in buying portions of it to develop, which was going to help us pay for this thing. But I don't see a problem. With the demand we're seeing already, I don't see a problem. So, it's very exciting.
Victor, what you're going to see here, the situation is that not everybody's going to want to build themselves.
No, for sure. No, for sure.
We've got to look at the opportunity for everybody, all the Zuidland citizens. So we've got to say, right, there's some people who are going to want to go down there and build their own homes, and that's perfect. It's going to be absolutely perfect to do that. And then we're going to get people who want to go down there and say, right, I'll buy a stand, but I want somebody else to build a home.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like me, I'm also interested, but I mean, I'm not a builder, so I would like somebody else to do it, or something like
absolutely,
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're not starting a squatter camp. So in essence, we want people to go down there and become active in the community. We're going to create jobs. We're going to create businesses. We're going to create all sorts of things. Just so you know as well, at the moment, we've got volunteers, and I mean, this is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. We've got volunteers who are volunteering to help us in terms of layout of the land and pegging things out. And, we've obviously got to put in beacons. We've got to do a land survey. There's a lot of work that has to be done now, and we're going to do that as fast as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So let me just tell you, I mean, Rodney and myself, we've probably got to get down there early next week. We've got to get onto the land. We've got to go and look at things. We've got to take photos. We're going to do all sorts of stuff. And then we'll get it out to people and let people see what it is we're doing.
Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, let me just...
I'll tell them another exciting part of the farm, Victor.
Yeah, sure.
It's got 400 hectares game fenced off, and it's got game in with Eland and Springbok and alles, and all of that's coming saam met die plaas, né?
Wow. Okay. Well, I hope that a portion of that will be protected land then, because
No, there will be.
for
Absolutely.
sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
Let's just quickly, gentlemen.
geese,
Yeah. Sorry.
there's geese, there's chickens, there's donkeys, there's a whole lot of stuff. It's
Fantastic,
fantastic.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure if you people will probably put up a web page at some stage and just put photos there, so everybody can see the progress or something like that, So that'll be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let us quickly get to the WhatsApps. It's really going quite wild. It's nice. Gavin gave us indication. He says Orania is only 8.95 kilometers square. So that's small. It's not even 9. Let's say 9. It's 9 kilometers square. That's really small. I mean, that is really not big, So, but nevertheless, we are not discriminating against anybody, but somebody asked, and that's the question. Right, next one. Hi, Vic, Brian, and Rodney. Enjoy listening to the show. Thank you very much. Congratulations. We are so excited to hear about this town, and warm regards. And that's Daniel, Cindy, and Bruce, and Julie from Noordhoek in the Cape. Thank you very much, the family.
Awesome. Let me interrupt you then quickly, Victor, before you go into the next one.
Yes.
The other exciting part about the farm that I got to tell everybody is it's got a campsite with ablution blocks. So when you guys want to go and visit it and check it out, you're going to be able to go camp there. So how exciting is that?
And that's already set up. Wow, that's fantastic. That's really good. So thank you very much. So so it's just the one progress on the next progress. That is really, really, really good. Right, the next one says, our IT guys in the committee are working diligently as we speak, looking at the links on the website. Okay, thank you very much. Please note, I was just mentioning it. I wasn't complaining about it. I sort of just mentioned it so that people, knows about it. I've done some web development and people, with comments saying, but the link doesn't work. So it's just so that people can know. So the IT guys are working on it. Thank you very, very much. Please, folks, let us all I really appreciate what the people are doing in the committees. We are appreciating it. You are doing a lot of work, and we are giving all the births, with a new nation. Yes, it's all birth pains. Yeah. If you have skills to bring to any of the committees, please join us via the links at the Zuidland Facebook page. You're not on the page. No, I'm not on the page, and I will tell you why. I don't have Facebook, and I'm not going to open a Facebook account. That is from 3449. Oh, that is Belinda from Benoni. The one with the song. Belinda, no, I'm not on Facebook. I'm also not going to open one. I've just had it. I'll wait for the new platform. So it's a bit of a problem for me because my advertising lady is not there. But Brian and Rodney, they all help. Okay, love the ways that these people think. They cover up all the bases. Yes, they do. Right, and Teresa is again. Sal daar 'n timeline wees om te bou op jou erf? Is there a timeline? I mean, if you buy, there's no timeline. Okay, nee, Teresa, daar's nie 'n tyd nie. So jy kan 'n erf daar koop. Jy weet, jy kan hom boek en dan kan jy maar later bou, jy weet, en so aan. Hulle moet nou net sorg dat nie rubbish dan bou. Ja?
I've just had a message now from the owner of the property.
Okay.
And so it's exactly 15 k's from Aurora and 15 k's Dwarskerstbos, 26 k's from Veldrif.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm quite sure that at one stage we will really mark it out clearly for everybody, So that will be very nice. Okay.
Maybe they could tell us quickly what the square kilometer area is of the entire farm. If they wouldn't mind, send Brian a message.
If you give me 2 seconds, I can work that out for you quickly.
You can work that out for me. Okay. All right. Well, let me carry on with this very active and very live show.
It's 9.36 square kilometers.
9.36. Okay. All right. So you've got
what was the size of what was the size of Orania?
Well, that was basically just under 9. It was 8.9.
8 point something.
So in essence, we're going to be bigger than Orania.
Yeah, a little bit bigger. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is excellent news. Keep up the excellent work. Zuidland forever, Zuidland, and that's from 0792. Thank you very much for your participation. It's really fantastic. Let's go to the next one. Ja, hierdie gesiggie ken ek. Ja, Victor wil net vra, is daar enige bouregulasies betrokke? Hierdie is kaptein Cecilia. Ek herken jou foto. Ek het mos al met jou gepraat, net daar van Pretoria. Kaptein, baie dankie weer vir julle werk vir die hawelose mense in die blanke squatterkamps. Asseblief, ek wou jou eintlik gekontak het. Ek gaan jou kontak. Ek beloof hier op die radio. Ons moet weer 'n program met jou doen. Dit was 'n wonderlike program. Ons het goeie terugvoer daar gekry. Reg.
Yes, Victor. I think there will be, to a little degree. We don't want to get too restrictive, but obviously we got to make sure that it doesn't turn into a squatter shack either. But we do want it that the guys can do it cost effectively, because we do understand that our people at this moment in time don't have money.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to start again. So that's one of the reasons we're going to make this stand. It's pretty cheap, as cheap as we can get them. In order to be able to get the guys the ability to get out of where we know the poop's coming. We know at some stage anarchy is going to break out, and we know we're not going to be safe anyway. So let's go start again. And this time we make sure that we never give it away again. So we build ourselves up and we create ourselves our own homeland. And we start with internal self-determination, which is 100% legal within the South African Constitution.
Yeah. Listen, and there's a quick question. Plus minus, how much for a plot?
So we're going to do everything legally.
Gentlemen, are you there?
Oh, you're disappearing a bit.
Oh, am I disappearing? Okay, that could be connected.
I am. Are you there? Okay. All right. Yeah, we can talk about that quickly if you want.
Yeah, okay. The question is, what's the price of a plot going to be roundabout?
Okay, look, we when we started out, I mean, let me just explain something quickly, because I think everybody's aware that this is not about money. This is not about anybody making huge profits on anything. The whole reason why we've gone down this road, and the reason why we decided to do it the way it's being done, is so that we can get safety for our population. We know that the SH1T is going to hit the fan, and we don't think it's very far away. So that from that perspective, what Rodney and myself are doing is we're trying to get as cheap as we possibly can and allow as many people in as possible. So, Rodney, maybe you want to just talk about the cost of stands and so on.
Yeah, okay. So I put out that we will be looking at around about 20,000 Rand for a 2,000 square meter plot to start. So we're going to stick to that for a certain amount of plots. But then we're going to have to lift it up slightly, because the deeper you go into the property and the more you're going to put roads and the more, and that's for, so the 20,000 Rand for the 2,000 square meter is unserviced. In other words, you won't have water, you won't have electricity. I don't think we're going to go on the grid anyway, right? But there's boreholes and all that is. So, I mean, it's going to be running a plastic pipe from the tank to your house or whatever the case may be. So it's not going to be a huge cost, right?
Yeah.
But as we go deeper and we need to put more roads and the sewerage becomes more complicated and all those type of things, we're going to have to put up the price a little bit, because what we can't do is obviously run at a loss. And the other services that we need to supply, like the internet and getting all that stuff there, is going to be quite costly. The other thing that we're going to be doing right off the bat, with some of the money that we have a little bit spare, is we're going to be paying our own police force within the area and our own defense to ensure that the population within that area is 100% secure, and that even between each other we don't steal anything, right? I want to be able to leave the keys in my car parked outside my house, and nobody must touch it.
Exactly.
That's where we need to get back to. So that's what we're going to be putting into place. So as Brian says, we're not here to make money out of this. Obviously we will, and we have to make some of it, because we've been working on this for a long time, and I can tell you, Brian and I are a good couple of bar down. When it comes to how much time and effort and the programs we've put in and the time we've spent and the physical money we spent. As you know, on the King's secession alone, I'd spent over $500,000. So, we have to recover, as well as we obviously need to live, right? So we're going to give up everything and go down there, and that's going to be our job. I don't want anybody to be thinking that we're going to be trying to become billionaires, because that's exactly what we're not trying to become.
Okay.
The most important thing for us right off this bat is that we make this successful and we get this area working, because this is our last stand. This is where we have to make it work. And those like me who can't leave this country are going to have to get that done and done properly.
Yeah, quite so. Yeah. Okay, gentlemen, listen, just some questions again. Where can people put their deposit? I've got a gentleman here. I'm not going to mention his name out of out of respect for him. He says my deposit is ready. Need the banking details. He's from Pretoria. So where can people then contact you for that?
Victor, let me just answer Anton quickly. So I imagine that's who he's probably going to be. He's always one of the first guys that gets involved in everything we're doing. That's fantastic. I take my hat off to him, 100%. So Rodney and myself have got to go down there. We've got a few dots and T's to cross and I's to dot. A few bits and pieces to be done. We've got the company set up. Everything is going to work on a share block system. So in essence, what you'd be doing is you wouldn't necessarily be buying land. You'd be buying a share in a company, right?
Yeah.
But that's all going to be worked out, and it's all going to be on paper, and everything's going to be 100% legal. Like we say, the money is going to go into the trust account, and then so the money is safe, 100% safe. We're doing everything by the book. You know how we are, Victor.
Yeah.
We don't play games. This has to be done properly, and it has to be done properly from day one.
Great, yeah. Okay, then...
So to answer the question, we don't have the trust. As I said, we signed the documents late this afternoon, so we haven't even got that information yet. And we will launch that all probably late next week sometime or middle next week sometime. So what we want the guys to do is we're going to give you some time to get your money, get it ready, so that if you want the first choice of stand, that you put your money in first. Yeah. And then you can have the choice of stand. As I said, your money will be guaranteed to be 100% safe and repayable to you if this thing doesn't happen within the 60 days. All that's going to be 100% on top, but get yourselves ready. We will send out in the next day or so probably a pre-registration. So the pre-registration is obviously there to vet people coming in. Because it's going to be a self-determination area, there's certain criteria that we're going to go by in order that it's a self-determination around culture, language, religion, etc. Okay, so we're going to look at putting that together, and so we need to vet people. The people also need to send their IDs. They need to be citizens of Zuidland, so you need to sign up on USAF if you aren't.
Goeiedag. My naam is Isak van Sail. Ek is die trotse bevelvoerende offisier van die Boerelegioen RSA. Ek nooi u een en almal uit om deel te word van ons beweging. U kan nou gaan aansluit deur die webwerf www.boerelegioen.co.za. Almal is welkom. Ons nooi veral weerbare jong manne en dames uit wat van die beste beskikbare opleiding sal kry. Ons nooi ook oud polisie en weermagveterane uit wat u inset kan kom gee om ons burgers veilig te maak. Baie welkom. Ons nodig almal in die Boerelegioen. Vrede en seënwense vir almal van my, Isak van Sail, en die Boerelegioen.
You and I in a little toy shop, buy a bag of balloons with the money we've got, set them free at the break of dawn, till one by one they were gone. Back at base.
Right, people, we are back on again. So we had a lekker chat in the background. That's a privilege that I've got, because, I'm doing the station. So, and we're going to carry on with the next questions. Okay, gentlemen, I tell you what you want to do. Do you want to maybe make a comment before we go to the next sets of questions? There's about 10 waiting.
Yeah, I'll start off if Brian's okay with that.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think one of the things, Victor, is, I think a lot of us realize that this is probably the last opportunity we've got to get ourselves a piece of self-determination. As we know, the masses are moving in everywhere. And if you look at the Cape itself, Cape Town and that, they've moved in there. Now we're just getting a mini war happening already.
Yeah.
And before we know it, we don't have time. Before we know it, they're going to have moved in everywhere, and that means you will not have the ability to outvote them.
Yeah.
And that's why we chose this area. We chose this area because of the demographics and the amount of people in that area. So in the 2,530 square kilometers that we've marked as the initial area, and remember, we can expand the borders from there. So if a town next door wants to come in, we can expand those borders. But in that area, there's about 16,500 people.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
that's good,
So for us to be able to get in, and why we went to where we went to, because we're in the middle of nowhere. We're not going to be infringing on Aurora. We're not going to be infringing on Veldrift. We're not going to be infringing on anybody. So, a lot of people ask, well, why aren't you guys working with the FIR or ULA, or why aren't they working with you? Well, we obviously bang heads with Hein, because he started trashing what we do a long time ago, and that obviously irritated us, and we left it alone for about a year, and then we started giving stick back. But the problem is this, is that at the time frame that they're looking to try and do what they're trying to do, I mean, I looked at their numbers on their site, even after all the announcement they did in their big conference they did the other day, and the newspaper article, and et cetera, and how many people joined the site or voted for their self-determination of their huge area. And the number just between the Thursday and I think it was Tuesday that I looked at it, it would still take them, the numbers that are signing up is going to take them 24 years to get the 2 million people so that they can go for a secession.
Yeah, no,
we don't have 24 years.
We don't have 24 years.
So what I'm happy with, I'm happy that any of our people can go vote for self-determination. Go right ahead. Go vote. I'm not saying don't vote for them. Go vote, because if they get it right, somewhere along the line, we inside that territory, we get it right as well. So I got no issue with that. And I think the other thing that you've got to look at is what has USAF done, and why did we go the routes we went? Why did we start with a system, a banking system that allows us to do taxation, that we can deal with each other, we can do bartering type system. We now working on our own medical aid, our own pension funds, so that people can transfer their funds legally. All of this is legal, okay? We don't do anything illegal. You can transfer your pension fund into our pension fund, and it'll be held offshore as far as I know. And it's legal to transfer from pension to pension, but then you aren't sitting with it in a South African scenario where we know that they're trying to grab everything that's possible. So we're looking at the entire safety of our people, with the gold saving, with everything we've done, is in order to ensure that the value of our people doesn't get eroded anymore. We created a virtual nation. Why did we create a virtual nation? Well, it gives us certain abilities to deal outside of South Africa, because nobody can tell you you're not allowed to make a virtual nation, which means I can do business in the virtual nation with other companies, and it's got nothing to do with the South African government. So there's a lot of reasons we did that, as well as it gives you certain things within international law, because obviously you've now declared a republic that's a virtual nation, and just because it didn't have land at that stage, which is one of the criteria to become independent, but we knew that we were going to get it along the way. But instead of sitting and waiting, let's vote for self-determination and let's wait for 24 years. By 24 years, you won't have a penny to rub together to fight for anything. So Brian and I are businessmen. We doers. We make it happen. So we had this whole vision of getting all of this done so that we could get to this point. Land was the last issue that we needed to worry about. We needed to get all the systems in place that we could run our own economy, that we could do business with each other, that we could do all of that outside of any other influence. And that's important. No outside banking system, Soros's, or New World Order, nothing. We're going to do this ourselves within our own environment. And that's a huge plus for what we do.
Okay, let's get to a few comments here. Okay, there's a quick question from Rina from Randfontein. She wants to know, what is the price for the camp terrain?
That question at the moment. At the present moment in time, it's free. But
yeah, pass. There will be a slight cost because obviously we're going to have somebody running it, Victor. So we'll probably appoint somebody to run it.
And there's usage of water and electricity and all sorts of other things. But
there'll be a slight cost, but nothing above any other camping site.
Yeah,
but
I see
Victor, the thing from our perspective is we want people to come. We want people to come and have a look. Come and stay there for a few days. Come and join us. And like Rodney said earlier on, we're going down there. My friend Rodney and myself are going down there.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So if people come and see us, they'll be able to come to the offices and have a chat to us and see exactly what we're doing. We're open and transparent. We're going to be showing everybody exactly how this is working.
Okay. Listen, we got a comment here from Dimitri. He says, you're talking about leaving the keys in the car. I grew up like that. I mean, I remember telling a story of we went on holiday and the key was in the front door, it wasn't even locked. And he says he's got a CCTV camera. Yeah, well, you know what, Dimitri? I tell you what you do. Why don't you go down there? There is a camp terrain. Go there and go and check it out and go and speak to Rodney and Brian. And I'm sure if it's somewhere along the line, there probably would be a need for that, maybe even for internet. I don't know. And I'm sure of it. But I don't think their idea is to, check on everybody and not to do something. I think they rather want to create a culture that, that you can leave your keys in the car. But yeah, I'm sure of it. All forms of business will be available there to do. So go down and go and check it out.
Victor, you're 100% correct. And I mean, when I think back on my childhood, and now I'm going to give away my age now, but we to a certain extent did live like that. I know we still had burglar bars on our windows and stuff like that, but you could in those days leave your door open, go to the shops, come home, and no one would have gone near your house. I mean, we're sitting in a situation now where you cannot even walk out your front door. The chances of you getting to your car is slim.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and we want that community back again, where the kids can play down the streets without fear. The parents don't have to worry that they're going to get hijacked, and that's why we want policing and security in ASAP. The first guys down there are probably going to be these guys type of things, that everybody moves in, they can leave their stuff there and know it's not going to get stolen, whatever the case may be. Because that's one of the reasons for this farm as well. It's quite we can actually close it off, so we only got one entrance, kind of a thing. It's a long drive down next to a railway line to get to it if you're coming in from that direction. So it's a nice area that we can secure easily. That people can't just drive past and steal stuff. You've got to really come down a beaten track type of thing. The roads are very good, so it's not like that. But it's going to make it difficult for anybody to come and do anything to us.
Yeah.
Especially if you're wearing a specific color of overall, for instance.
Yeah. That would probably be a Boerewighuun. I mean, I'm sure that they will. Will probably set up a police station and so on. Yeah.
We just want to tell BL, okay, Boerewighuun, don't ever wear red berets because you might not make it to the gate.
No, you know yourself, the berets are green. Listen, all right. There's a question that came up. I actually asked it in the background, but this is the question. It's just from one of the people. Will there be a way that we can pay off for the piece of land, whether it's 20,000 or whatever the case may be?
Yes. What we're looking at doing at the moment, we're basically doing all the costings and structures as we speak. So we're going to make it available to as many people as possible. So if somebody comes along and says, right, I want to stand. That stand's going to be, let's say 35,000 rand. At that point in time, they can say to us, right, well, I've got a down payment of 5,000, and that will secure it for them. We're not here to make money out of this thing. It's a matter of allowing people to use whatever they have to get in.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
I think another thing, Victor, I was talking about the community stuff, right? One of the things we're looking at is we don't want building next to building next to building in a straight line, and we all feel like we're actually in a squatter shack. So one of the things Brian and I want is we want these loop roads, right?
Yeah.
Where you have an area in the middle of the loop road that's just vacant.
Yeah.
For parkland or whatever the case may be, and all the houses houses go around the loop road.
Yes.
Okay, so you have 10 or 15 houses around the loop road. And I think one of the things that I came up in my mind, and I haven't really spoken to Brian about it, but I'm sure he's going to be, he'll like the idea as well, is that we allow some of the guys here to and think about it, get together and we number a loop road. And you and your family then buy the whole loop road. And your friends.
Oh yeah.
So you're all in your own community, right? You have the neighbor across the road is one of your personal friends or your in-laws or whatever the case may be. And I think that would be a really nice environment for the guys who are moving down there. So we'll create some of those if Brian's in agreement.
Yeah, look, I'm with you, Rodney. I'm not sure that I want to live next door to every friend I have, but yeah, I think it's an interesting concept.
Yeah, it could work, yeah. Listen, we got a comment here from 2157 that says, praise that this venture will be successful. Thank you very much. I also believe a prayer is a deed, and I see a lot of deeds going on here, so that's really, really, really very nice. Okay, the next person, 4314. Will we be able to build multiple dwellings on a stand, either to extend the family or rent for a supplement income? I think you've spoken about that before, huh?
Yeah, Victor, we don't have too much of an issue about how people construct or what they construct and so on. We will have, obviously, there'll be certain rules that will be put in place. That'll all go past the committee. The committee will then decide what is doable and not doable. And, if you think back to the old days of how things were built, we didn't build houses on top of each other. You didn't open your front door and your neighbor's front door was outside yours. We need to have a bit of space. We need to be able to breathe again, and I think that's what we're after. So I think if you're going to build a couple of units on a stand, let's say you've got a 2,000 or 3,000 square meter stand, I don't see a problem with that at all.
Yeah. Obviously, if it's nice and done,
we just don't want a squatter shack again. Or a squatter camp. We just don't want too many things. And one of the reasons we made the stand slightly bigger, Victor, is because, one of the things we're going to have to do down there is create again. We're going to have to be innovative. So we gave space so the guy can put a small tunnel on, and the tunnels nowadays that you get from China are quite cheap. And he can, in his tunnel, he can do some vegetable gardening, or he can have aquaponics, or he can have hydroponics, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. And we start growing a lot of our own food.
Yes.
That way our cost of living is going to come down hugely. Yeah. And that's where we want to be. We don't want to be paying for electricity. We shouldn't be paying for water because we've got our own boreholes. Okay, you're going to have to pay a little municipal fee because we're going to have to pump it. There's electricity, there's piping, there's maintenance, there's et cetera. So everybody, but it's going to be a fraction of what this government's charging us. And that's where we want to get to. And as Brian said, we want to be living free. And one thing we see with our people is everybody's so angry with each other, and everybody's so bitchy, and everybody's complaining all the time. And that's because we on a drip, ne? We've been
stressed,
So what we want to do is we want to get out of that. Get to a place where we can feel free again, where we can feel happy again, where we don't feel like we're being targeted.
Yeah.
And that's the lifestyle that we're going for.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, Andrew from Saldanha says that you can come down and fetch his money. Andrew, I think what you should do is just check the announcements, and then you can probably pay it into that trust account. They've spoken about it earlier, so just see for the announcements, and then when you're ready, you can just do the transfer to the trust account that the judge is busy putting up there. All right, it says there.
Or Victor, he can put it into an unmarked duffel bag. And
contact, you can contact, bro. Actually, I tell you what, you've got my number. You tell me where it is, and I'll sort it out for you. How's that? Right. It says, okay, so why can't we? Okay, wait. Signing to see the messages. Why can't we see other users' messages? Okay. This is 4944. No, you must remember what's happening. This is not a chat room. This is the individual messages that comes through to this number. And the reason why I did that from the right beginning is because of pure experience. Previously what I did is I would make a group, for chat radio, and everybody would go on there and you would lose the messages because, it just comes up and comes up. So then I realized, after some time, rather a message one by one is actually much safer. So this is why you do not see the other people's messages, because it's not a group. It's just a single message, and it's much easier to control. And not just that, the messages doesn't get lost. So that's the most important. Okay, good evening, Victor. It's Kenny and Denise here, listening from the Free State. Baie dankie. Ek is bly julle het ook internet daarso. Ek sien die moeilikheid vanaand. Right, we are Rodney and Brian's mom and dad. Ma'am, thank you very much. It's a pleasure having you here. We are very proud of them all. May the Lord bless your efforts. And that's from 2913. Yes, we're a very big family here. And thank you very much for participating. And it's very nice to have you here. All right, so next one is from... Okay, the next one is from 3590. My money is ready. Right, if all goes according to plan, we'll have a camp. We're going to camp there in December. Yes, at the property. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. 3590. As you've heard, let's just wait for that account to be available, that trust account, and you people can gladly then pay your monies in there and go down and have a visit. I think it's going to be quite a busy spot, this this December. And somebody sent me a nice picture here. Oh, okay. Steve Schultz from a very big mixer and whatever. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've got a very small mixer, but I've got a very small space. This is why. But hell, it's working fine. And thank you very much for those who have contributed. I do not know who you are, but you are just making this station's life so much easier. And not just that, you've opened doors second to none. Okay, Tersia's weer. Sê dankie aan die heilige eienaar van die plaas vir hul pragtige gesindheid waarmee hulle vir ons die geleentheid gee. Brian Rodney, I'm sure of it that you have really already thanked them a lot, huh?
Well, only signed this afternoon, but yeah, we're going to go down and obviously meet up with them again. And I think, God bless them. They've been fantastic. What they've done for us and our people is unbelievable. They've given us the opportunity. And we hope it pays off for them, and us. And I think that's, I'm so blessed. And I think we're so blessed to have had them give us the opportunity to do what we're going to do. Everything's been working for us. I think God's had his hand in this for a long time.
Yeah.
We've had to learn lessons along the way, which he taught us. With the King's Secession and that, and we learned valuable lessons. But that's the way it goes. So I think we're at a point now where we're going to be able to really thrive and take off and be free. And I can't wait to get down there.
I think another thing I'd like to just mention here, Victor, in terms of the owners of the property, and the scenario is that they know 100% who, why, and what we are.
Oh,
they know what we're doing. They've known since day one. They know exactly how this is coming together, and they know why it's coming together. So there's no ambiguity here, nothing whatsoever.
Fantastic, yeah. Okay, and now there's another one, and I got it in my mind now. This is now Pretty Belinda from Benoni. Yes, you see, there's a song, Pretty Belinda from Benoni. She says, for all the listeners of the Zuidland's Facebook page is where you will find these details happening. Sometimes by the minute. So just check that Facebook page out, people. They will announce the numbers there for the trust and for whatever and what you can do and the pricing for the... And if you want to know something, ask them there. They will give it to you. And the minute it's ready, then that's fine. Okay, next one.
Yeah, I think, Victor, we will also send out an email. As soon as we know exactly what's being done, we will send an email out to all of our registered citizens. And just so you know, we're just sitting on just short of 20,500.
Wow. Oh, so we've already reached over the 20,000. Fantastic.
We're over the 20,000. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right.
Yeah. So you must be registered, Victor, to do the pre-registration.
Yeah.
And the pre-registration, we're going to give you a number. That number you'll use when you pay into the trust account.
I see.
So that you've been vetted. Okay, so that's why there's still a process that has to happen now before we can really release this thing properly.
Yeah.
But that's where we want to be. I think another thing, just on owners, they're going over to America, and they actually needed some of this funding, which obviously Brian and I couldn't fork out of our pockets. We aren't that rich. So they've given us this time frame. And one thing we want to do is beat the time frame. So we need our people to help us. Let's get them their money, get this thing sewn up, and that we can carry on and that they can carry on, and it doesn't drag along. So we need everybody's support.
Well, let me put it to you one thing. If I look at all the messages that we're getting, and I mean, if I already calculate for people that says, take it now, I think you guys are going to be there soon. Right, this is from ons geneesheer-generaal, Dr. Scrooby. Dr. Scrooby and myself have been talking a lot. We are busy organizing a training camp here in Zanin, in my area. It's going very well. I'm also just using this opportunity to say to people, and our Dr. Scrooby says, good evening, gentlemen. This is great news. I await for my stand, and hopefully it's a seafront. Doctor, if you've listened, it's 15 kilometers away, but don't worry. I'm sure if there's like a little nookie, and you can check it out on a good day where there's no clouds.
And we'll all go fishing on the beach together. On the Generaal. We'll all go fishing there. Nice fishing on the west coast, I believe.
Yes. Oh, well, I don't know. I'm not really a fisherman, but nevertheless, I will most certainly join you there if I have the opportunity. Right, number 5003. Fantastic news, Brian and Rodney. Looking forward to becoming a resident soon. Right, there's another sale for you. Okay. Right. Hi, Victor. Will there be a clinic in the area for the Zuidland citizens? Do we have doctors and nurses available? Are we allowed to purchase more than one stand, for example, for your mother and father, family? Congratulate Brian and Rodney. Yes, thank you very much. And kind regards to Michael from Durbanville in the Western Cape. Victor, will we have plans to draw up by our local government?
Okay, so let me try and get all those questions in. I've got to go back there. All right, so yes, we will be having clinics, and we even want to own schools. We've already got the education system. We're looking at a lot of different things. So, we probably by January we'll be able to start the first schooling, and hopefully we can have a building or two by then. But there is schools both in Aurora and Dwarskerkbos. And Dwarskerkbos is probably 15 k's away or something like that, or 10 k's away, so it's just down the road. And it's actually got a nice campsite there on the beach, so those who want to camp and then on the beach and then drive in, you can do that. What was the other question? Can you buy more than one stand? Yes, you can buy more than one stand. But we will limit the amount of stands somewhere along the line. In other words, we're going to have different size stands. You'll have 1,000 square meter, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, and a 20,000 square. So in other words, a 1 hectare and a 2 hectare you'd probably be able to get. But we'll limit it. So because we don't want somebody to come in and buy a whole bunch and then hold it off until the prices go up and then sell them, because that's going to defeat the object of what we're trying to do. Yeah. And what we're trying to do is give our people who don't have enough funds to be able to get in and get this done. So that's what we're going to be looking at.
Victor, I think it's important to note at this point that the smallest stand will probably be about 1,000 square meters.
Yeah, okay. Understand. Yeah, the smallest.
So so if somebody comes along and says, right, I'm prepared to buy 10, I don't see a problem with that. I think if somebody comes along and says, right, I want to buy 100, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Because the idea is we need to move people. We need to get people into a safety zone. Yeah. And the way to do that is to have individual families with their own stands.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. Listen, okay. Anton has asked about the camping site. He wants to go there within the next 2 weeks. So, have you got any?
I think that's a bit soon.
I think it's a bit soon.
We'd have to speak. We'd have to speak to owners. I don't think it should be a problem. But let's see if they've got anything set up. I mean, if the campsite's there, maybe they've got somebody who's already looking after it. We haven't asked that question, but we'll ask the owners, and then we'll let you guys know on the Facebook page. So I don't I probably don't see it as a problem, but let's find out.
We
Because
must
until
find out.
such time as we've, after the 60-day due diligence, or if we've paid off the property before the 60-day due diligence because we're happy, only then will we be able to do whatever we want on the farm. Until such time, the farm still belongs to them, and we still got to respect
Yeah,
that.
and you have to respect that. Yeah, quite so.
So-
As you say, there is a 60 days, due diligence period. Somebody's asked, can he buy a property with gold? I think we should really look after this person.
Just out of interest, like, it depends on what gold he's got.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So, you know
So
what?
if he's-
Yeah, I think a 0030, I think just contact Brian and Rodney and just sort it out there. I think that's about
The
the
interesting
best.
thing about gold, and Victor, let me just explain something here quickly because it's actually very interesting. We get offers all the time from people who've got gold, and the interesting thing to note is that throughout Africa, there's people digging up gold all over the place, and for us it needs to be quantifiable and verifiable. Does that make sense? So,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, yes.
So we if somebody comes along and they've got a chunk of gold, well, that doesn't have any value to us. It has to be quantifiable.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So go and make coins with it or something.
So if somebody's coming along with Kruger rands, definitely we'll do it.
Yeah. Okay, and David said that he wants to stand. David, I think that you must speak to Brian and Rodney. You are on all the committees there, so you organize it there with him. Right, number 5200. It says, in this new area, do we need to create a sewage plant and water purification, or is that already in place?
Yes and no. At the present moment, there's not much in place. Bear in mind, we're building on virgin land. So all of that stuff has to be put in place. But we're not going to be going along the routes of sewage treatment works and all that sort of thing. We're going to go new technology.
Yeah, I see new technology. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, okay, and somebody's asked, well, what's the name of the farm again? Or the town? You can call it what?
So the name of the town is Dalbarton.
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 Dalbarton. Okay.
And if you look at it very nicely, that's a mixture of Brian and my surnames.
Yeah,
Dalbarton.
I've sort of figured that out just now.
And just out of interest sake, you'll be able to stay on Bryan Road, Dalbarton. Okay.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe we're lucky we've got a radio road, but we'll sort that out when we get there. Right, Alan from White River. How many stands are being made available? I don't think we have that yet.
Well, just out of interest sake, the scenario there is that we're going to break it into phases. We're probably looking at about upwards of about 1,000 stands.
Oh, okay. So that's a good indication.
And Victor, we can obviously do a hang of a lot more on that size property, but that's not going to be the aim. We don't want oaks on top of each other once again. We'd rather buy another farm and then next door and then carry on, if you know what I'm saying, than put too many people in one space.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two is we've got to understand what kind of water those boreholes can give. So I think we've got about 7 boreholes or something like that. We need to understand the water supply from those boreholes. How many families that would be able to supply, and that'll give us the amount of stands for now.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I see. And
it's all about resources.
All about resource, obviously, I think, I think it's a question of one must see what the land allows you to do, and there's a lot of things with town planning. You've got contours, and on certain ground you can do this. I mean, if it's very rocky ground, you can't just make a pit unless you do some dynamite work, and you don't want to do that, unnecessarily and whatever, So it's a very big thing. I think it will grow as time goes on. As we grew this country that we're living in. So yeah. So
exactly.
Okay, ons kan nou 'n mansion bou met die geld wat ons gaan spaar op die fencing en sekuriteit. Ja, ek seker daarvan julle kan 'n lekker groot mansion daarso bou met die geld wat ons gaan spaar daarso. Ek is beslis seker daarvan. Right, gentlemen,
I think that's exactly where we want to go, Victor. I think we want to be saving on security, we want to be saving on clinics, medical aid, etc., etc., etc. We want to be able to be living without having that pressure on us all the time. I mean, my electricity bill here is ridiculous. It's absolutely not even funny. I'm lucky I've got a borehole here, so I also just switch off the municipal water, because otherwise that becomes absolutely ridiculous. And we can't be there anymore, man. I mean, these guys are just ripping us off. They're just adding pressure on us all the time, putting more and more taxes. Now we're going to get taxed for the hospital, the NHI plan, whatever it is. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to be paying the same as you're paying for your medical aid now. The only problem is you're going to be ending up in a hospital and having to wait for a queue for 3 days before you can get into a bed.
Quite so.
You know, that's not where we can go. I'm done. I'm done with this government. I'm absolutely done. We're going to now go self-determination and stuff them. As simple as that.
I think we all know, Victor, what's going to happen with this NHI thing. You know, I mean, the situation is actually dire. It really is. You know, there's not one state-owned enterprise that is in the black. Every single one of them is in the red. What makes them think that now doing this is going to make it any better? Seriously, they're just going to they're slowly destroying everything.
Quite so.
And of course, if you follow the news and that, the doctors are now fleeing. Doctors, nurses, and everybody's fleeing the country. So all your good people who are in your private hospitals are now going to disappear. What are we going to get left with?
Quite so.
I think we're gonna be left with Nigerian doctors.
Let's not even go there. Right, we've got a few last comments here. Catherine from Israel says that we should really start opening pay-up accounts. I think that's really getting very, very, very necessary, you know, that we can start getting away for those people that can. So that's good. And right,
I think, Victor, that's a very good point. Victor, sorry, that's a very good point. I think one of the things the guys must realize is in this area, we're only going to be using pay-up. So they might as well sign up now and start playing on it and understand how it works and get the convenience of it, etc., etc. Because that's how we're going to work with each other. That's how we're going to collect taxes. That's how we're going to do the whole thing that enables us to do what we're going to do and break away. That's the important part. I mean, that is the core of what we're doing.
Okay. Listen, that's a very interesting question. It says, would we need South African government approval for building for the houses, and what type of houses? That's really interesting. How's the rates and taxes are going to work?
Well, you must understand, Victor, that this is private land. So we're not going to be part of the local municipality.
Oh, okay,
All right.
Well, that is
that's not to say that we're just going to build whatever we want. There has to be rules. There's international rules on building regulations. So we are going to get the best of the best practice, and we're going to stipulate that as part of the rules of building a house. So there'll be a lot more leniency than you would have had maybe with the normal council, but there will be building rules.
I see what you mean. Okay.
But when it comes to the government, we'll be pulling squatter rights, Victor. You know, if the squatters can build what they like, where they like, so can we.
Quite so. And Theo from Theo Kopp says that we are going to use wind turbines. That's about as much as his message I'm going to read. It says, okay, so cheers to this great leap forward. I opened my best bottle of red wine to celebrate. Thank you very much. That's 3449. So yes, people are very, very, very excited. Gentlemen, all right, that's basically it. I think we're going to end the WhatsApp messages now. That was the last one. Have you got any closing statements? I've got one. I just want to tell you people, probably by tomorrow morning, this audio will be up, the Q&A. And what I do now is when I upload it, I give a link. So I'll be placing links and you can download it. So if you want to send it to somebody else who re-listen to it, I sometimes do, and you get a lot of information. So this audio will be up and running. So that's basically one of my last statements. Rodney, I'm gonna give you a chance. Have you got a closing statement for us?
Yeah, I think just quickly, I'd like to say to everybody, and I think it's very exciting and it's going to be really great. But I want to warn people to come with your eyes open. You got to understand what you're going to be doing down there, how you're going to be earning an income. Have you got enough money to keep you going for a certain period of time? As you said earlier, they don't need to move in immediately. A lot of people will buy a stand and then build it over 6 months, come down on weekends or whatever the case may be. But you've got to understand it's not going to be where you're going to walk into a town and you've got a job and there the house is waiting for you and the water supply is at your door already, etc., etc. So they must come with their eyes open. We're innovative people. We're going to start the groot track again. And we're going to make this happen like they did. So yeah, I think that's a word of caution that people must understand. What they must understand as well is that as soon as all that building and that starts, the economy will start, because you're going to need hardware shops, you're going to need cement coming in, you're going to need wood, you're going to need etc., etc. So for those entrepreneurs who may have found a little bit of hard times, well, maybe you can find yourself a nice avenue right now if you get yourself involved. But you got to understand and come in with your eyes open, people. Understand what you're getting into. Don't come there and say, Rodney and Brian, know what now? I've moved down here, but where's the job? No, that's not how it's going to work. We've created this opportunity for you. We've done all the research. We've done all our homework. We've done all the things that we needed to do to get you self-determination. It's your guys' turn to help us. And you need to keep coming with your eyes open.
Yeah, quite so. Yes, I understand. Basically, the way I see it is, if you